Says on the beat, boy.
What's up? It's the Designated Report Boys here with Season 2, Episode 1 of Sessions. We back. And this time it's for real. Preseason football
Let's get
done.
it.
Regular season is about to go down. Sunday has been reclaimed by Roger Goodell and the NFL. And we're here to tell you who's going to do what, who's not going to do anything. And if we have time, maybe some playoff predictions, Super Bowl picks.
Big facts.
So I want to go around real quick before we get started. How hard is it to just pick the team that was good the year before? And for you, how hard is it to just hold back and not just pick the potential of your team and be a homer?
Yeah, no, it's definitely tough because, I mean, as a Cowboys fan, you want to see the Cowboys win. I root for them every week. But realistically, they're not going to go 16-0.
Yeah.
So it's definitely tough. You got to swallow your pride a little bit, be humble, and be like, well, the Chiefs are a better team. So the likelihood of us winning is slim, but, you know.
For me, it was specifically tough this year because I know how bad the Giants are going to be as
They're
a Giants
terrible.
fan. But I'm like, why couldn't they win this game? Like, I'm hopeful they could win certain games.
Oh,
No, I
that's
feel
easy.
you.
That's easy. Every time you're like, well, this could happen.
Right,
This could happen. We could win all these games.
right.
But you won't.
Yeah.
So then looking at the teams that were good last year, like the first question, how easy is it to just pencil in Patriots, Chiefs? You know what I mean? We always do this with Aaron Rodgers for some reason, even though the Packers are not
I did it. I'm
that
not gonna
good.
lie. I struggled with the Chiefs this year because I'm like, I know what they are. I know what they can be. But, like, that defense has proven to me. And I don't see any great additions. Yeah, they added Tyrann Mathieu, but I'm like, I'm not sure about the Chiefs. Like, I know their quarterback is all-world and their offense is explosive, but I don't know if they can win a great game in the playoffs
I hear you.
to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We'll see, though.
Let's jump in.
All right.
Let's do it.
For the AFC East, this is easy. I picked the Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to run through the division pretty easily like they always do. I think the Jets and Bills will be much improved, but the Dolphins are going to suck. They're going to be the worst team in football. They might go 0-16. I would not be surprised if they went 0-16, but they're tanking anyway. They just traded all their good players and Kenny Stills, who stood up for Colin Kaepernick.
Yep.
But Patriots are going to win it in a landslide. What y'all got?
Dolphins tank for Tua. They're going to go 2-14, right? And one of those wins is probably going to be versus New England
The Patriots.
in Miami.
They always do
It's
it.
weird. It happens
Yeah.
like
They
that.
always do it.
But they're going to go 2-14. They're probably going to try to tank for Tua. Not going to get them anyway. I think the Jets on paper look pretty good, and I
Yeah.
think that they'll be entertaining. The Bills can't get out of their own way.
Yeah.
This one's easy. Patriots. You know what I mean?
I'm going to get a lot of flack for this.
Uh-oh.
The Patriots aren't winning the division. And you guys know me. I love Tommy Terrific, TB12. But I truly think the Jets are going to be good this year. I don't think they're going to run away with the division. Nor do I think New England's going to be terrible. And in fact, I think when I picked the records, I think they had the same record, but the Jets won the division, or they had more divisional wins. So I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but I think with the uncertainty around Tom
I
Brady,
can't believe you.
Tom Brady's getting old. He sold his house in Mass.
What?
There's too much turmoil going on, man. The Jets win the
This
division.
guy got Mark Sanchez vibes.
Literally.
Yeah. All
With
right.
that being said,
right.
Paul, who you got winning the division? Great. You want to toss it around for the AFC North. Jay, who you got winning the AFC North?
AFC North, we got Bengals, Browns, Steelers, Ravens. For
Yep.
20 years, the Ravens have been relevant and competitive in this division, but I can't see it. I get a lot of like Vic feelings out of
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar.
Yep.
He's a much better passer, right? But he hasn't
I
proven
don't think
himself.
so, actually.
I think he's a better.
Vic?
Vic wasn't accurate. He had arm strength, right? He can do a lot of things with his legs, but I don't think he can win a division with his legs, right?
Fair enough.
Bengals trash. We're not even.
Terrible.
Don't even say the word. Browns. Everybody's on the Baker train, right? Versus winning teams, 1-5, more interceptions than touchdowns. I think his bark.
He's a rookie.
I think his bark is worse than his bite. I don't think Baker's for real. And I think the Steelers got it. The Steelers
Wow.
got it. 'Cause
Coming
they
in
always
hot.
got it.
Wow.
I think the Browns are going to win the division, and I think they're going to win it pretty
Me too.
convincingly. I love what the Ravens did. I love what's homie from Seattle that they added, the safety Thomas.
Earl
They
Thomas,
added Earl
yep.
Thomas. They added Mark Ingram, which is a very good pickup.
That's underrated. That's big.
That's a very underrated pickup. But the Browns, I mean, you're throwing Odell with Baker, Landry, Chubb, and Kareem Hunt when he comes back, and Joku. The offense is going to be ridiculous.
Joku can't catch.
Yes, he
But
can.
keep going.
Yes, he can. He's
my
solid.
God.
I'm not saying he's all world. He's Tony Gonzalez, but he's a very good tight end, and I think the Browns are going to win it pretty easily.
I tend to agree with you. I'm all in on the Browns. I love Baker, Mr. Walk On, Mr. Heisman, talk the talk. He backs it up.
Yeah, respect.
I do agree with you. A lot of the games that they won last year, they didn't win by. It wasn't convincing. So yes, they won 7 games last year, but it very easily could have been 4 games. But I love the additions on offense. I think their offense is going to be spectacular, and they have a really good, really young defense, inexperienced. But if
Front 7.
I think my biggest question mark with them is Freddie Kitchens. I feel like I'm very skeptical about him. But other than that, I think they're going to be solid. I think the Steelers are going to feel the loss of Antonio Brown. As much as he was a pain last season.
Juju's going to the Pro
Juju's
Bowl,
going to eat,
man.
though. He going to eat. Oh, my God.
The Steelers always find linebackers, running backs, and
wide
receivers.
Yep.
Always. Mike Wallace. So it was the Young Money team. It was Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders.
AB, before he was
yeah.
AB.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had Hines
AB
Ward out
ascended
there,
to
yeah.
get rid of Mike Wallace.
is fine.
And now
Right.
Juju's. I don't see it. He's a great player, but it just comes down to a
God.
quarterback finding a
Yeah.
wide receiver who can make a play. I think the Steelers are going to be fantastic this year. And Le'Veon Bell was gone.
Yep.
Connor was
James
he's
Conner
the next
stepped in.
guy, man. He was great last year.
He was. With that being said, the AFC South. Johns, you want to start us off? Because I have a really bold take here, and I want to see what you guys got first before I let the flames out.
AFC South. We got
Interesting.
the Jags. We got Houston. We got the Titans. We got the Colts.
The
Couple-
Colts are done. I mean,
A couple weeks ago, I would have picked the Colts just off the strength of Andrew Luck. He hung them up, unfortunately. They're going to be in the basement this year, I feel like.
Right.
For me, it was a toss-up between Houston and Jacksonville. And with Houston getting rid of Clowney today, sending him off to Seattle, I'm not sure of the direction of Houston. So I'm putting my eggs in the basket of Nick Foles. And I really feel like, hear me out.
That's where I'm at.
Hear me out. They are a year removed from nearly beating the Patriots to go to the Super Bowl. They have a top 5 defense that had they had a off year last year, and they were still top 5.
Jalen Ramsey's overrated. I
Man,
don't believe
if
that's
Nick
at
Foles
all,
can
man.
be a middle of the road quarterback, which he is, I think I see them winning the division. I really do.
Jaguars. I got the Jaguars winning it,
Come
and
on,
I got
guys, man.
I got the I mean, why not, right? 2 years ago, they were like legitimately contenders to be Super Bowl contenders. Like
Bordeaux couldn't throw the
He
ball.
couldn't throw the ball, and they almost like took down the Pats in the AFC Championship game. So they have a shot, right? They have a great defense. They're young, and they brought in a guy. We talking about Jadeveon Clowney is gone from Houston. I feel like Houston's gonna regress. That defense already wasn't great, but what they did was rush the passer. They lost Jadeveon Clowney.
J.J. Watt can't stay on the
J.J.
field.
Watt can't stay on the field, and it's like that's a big loss. And I think we talked about it. Was not you. It was me and Gene, my friend of mine. He was like, he's not 100% sold on the quarterback yet. What's his name? Watson.
Watson, and they don't have
I
an
like
offensive
Watson,
line.
but I
He's
don't know
running
if
for
Watson-
his life.
They just got a guy.
He's running for his life.
I like
just
Watson,
got
but I
the
don't know.
guy.
I don't know if Watson is going to like the stats are cool, but I don't know if like
He
I have
got
to
hurt.
say that's
He
part of
was doing great. You know who he was? He was Carson Wentz, but we went the other way. When Carson Wentz got hurt, everybody was saying he was going to be MVP.
because he
He's
had
gonna
an
be
MVP season. He played
fantastic.
13 games and was freaking out of this world.
Watson played less than 13, got hurt, and we just forgot all about him because we're looking at, Houston again, another season they underachieved. And you know who else does that? Jacksonville. When Jacksonville had that good season, nobody bought in. It was, oh, they did it again. Oh, they did it again. And then you wanted them to take down the Patriots. That was the only game you were with Jacksonville before the actual game. Everybody was surprised because Jacksonville is the team that you want to get it done that never does it. And you know what they did in that great season you guys are talking about? Didn't get it done. And they're not going to do it this season. Nick Foles is just like Fitzpatrick. There's a little bit of magic.
You're being disrespectful.
There's a little bit of magic
You're being disrespectful. There. If Alshon Jeffries doesn't have Butterfingers last year, they beat the Saints and move on to the NFC Championship game. You forgot he let them down the field?
5 years, you'll forget about that fact.
Yeah, but he let them down.
You'll forget about what the Saints did or didn't do.
Saint Nick is clutch. He's for real, man. Saint Nick exists. Who you got?
Oh my goodness, man.
You got Houston, right?
I have Houston. You guys are talking about who left. You're talking about the one person that left. Let's talk about the two people that came to them.
Ooh.
Houston needed O-line help. That's what you said.
They definitely
They
did.
got a guy that would have been a top 5 pick if somebody didn't trash his career on Twitter.
You
draft
think he's
night.
on weed?
I
he's
think
high?
it does. I
Is
think
Houston
you're
high?
high if you don't think how great this dude's going to be for Watson. Young lineman, young quarterback, and
Not
Carlos
convinced.
Hyde is so
Love
underrated.
him. I love him.
The
Not
running
convinced.
back?
Yeah.
Running back.
It's okay.
East Coast bias.
It's okay.
East Coast bias.
He hasn't done anything in like
Because
3
he's
years.
been hurt. OG San Francisco fans know that he was the second coming of Frank Gore. Great back. Got hurt. Hasn't done anything lately. I'm not going to lie, right? But this could be it for him. There was no room for him in a high-powered Chiefs offense, so they got rid of him. All right, let's be honest. He could really do something serious with Lamar Miller gone. They don't have to lean on him every single carry. But he can be the back with an O-line, with a really great young quarterback, with D-Hop. Nobody's talking about, come on now.
We don't need to talk about D-Hop because we know.
We don't need to talk about the Titans.
No, we're not doing the Titans.
Definitely not.
We'll just jump to the AFC West. What's up? What you got in the AFC West?
AFC West,
That's
man,
a tough.
Derwin James is hurt,
Yep.
right? Tampa's my team. They had 2 shots at him and said no.
He's the
And
best
then
safety
he
in
turned out
football.
to-
I
oh,
agree.
He's incredible,
Yeah.
right? In the box, coverage, really good. So I just gotta go AFC West Chiefs, right? Because they have a quarterback that makes it happen. I'm not totally sold on the defense, but every Super Bowl winning team or every playoff team has a weakness, right?
Yeah.
I think that's it. But they have a no-name defensive line for the most part that kind of gets it done. You really just gotta catch lightning in a bottle in the playoffs. We're talking about regular season. It's going to be the Chiefs. I mean, the Chargers, I want them to be there.
Me too.
As Phillip Rivers has gotten older, we all want Phil to get it done for his kids. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of
18
tuition.
of them.
He got a lot of tuition to pay for. We want him to do it. Raiders aren't for real, but if you watch Hard Knocks,
Always.
you think any team is for real.
Always. Anytime they're on Hard Knocks.
Anybody. But, no, I got the Chiefs.
Johns, who you got?
I got the Chiefs too.
Yeah.
Again, same thing. I'm not sold on the defense, but offensively they're so good.
You can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just don't think teams will be able to keep up with them. So even if their defense can get one stop, that's really all they need.
Yeah, we got a clean sweep here. I got the Chiefs too.
Yeah.
I think the Chargers are gonna be. They're always good.
I
They're always
love
just good enough.
You know my guy. I love
Right.
Phillip.
You
I
picked
had
him
I had
last
him in the
year.
Super Bowl last
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
but I think Derwin that injury's gonna
Plus
kill
Melvin
them.
Gordon.
Melvin
I think
Gordon's
he's probably gonna be
Gordon.
traded.
Yeah.
Because it seems pretty serious. So I think Mahomes will do it again. They'll repeat.
Granted, I do believe the Broncos are gonna be a good team this
Yeah,
year.
and I think Flacco's gonna be better.
Yeah.
I think Flacco could be comeback player of the year. I wouldn't be surprised.
What?
I like Flacco.
Yeah.
I've always liked Flacco.
Why?
Another conversation for
Sorry,
another
Joe.
day.
You got it. Switch over to the NFC East. Who wants to start us off? I'll just start us off because this hurts. I think the Eagles are going to win this division.
All right.
The Giants are the Giants.
Yeah.
That's not good. The Redskins, they don't move me. Like they have, the young quarterback, but they're going to sit him.
They're
to
not gonna be
watch.
good. Yeah.
Case Keenum waste his time. And Whack Prescott, I don't
Here we
believe
go,
in him.
man.
Zeke, they're getting a new deal done. Should be done this weekend. Even though Jerry was talking all that smack yesterday, yesterday. Oh, I don't negotiate with players. But now
Don't
they're
disrespect
writing up
my squad.
They're writing
man.
up contract extensions that's gonna break records and all this other garbage. But I think Phil will get it done. I feel like the Cowboys are always just good, but not good enough. Just like another team we discussed earlier. But I like the Eagles.
Every year it feels like the Redskins are trash, and then they get somebody from Alabama in the front seven. And I think they got enough now that they're going to win a couple games in the division where you're like, oh man, I wish my team Giants or Cowboys would have got that
Had that
game,
guy, right.
right? But it's not going to be the Washington football franchise. Giants ain't getting it done.
I noticed you didn't say the name.
I did, so excuse my language, right?
Right.
And it's going to be the Cowboys because they have the best linebacking core, I think, in the whole league.
I agree.
I think they can get after the passer. They have an efficient, winning quarterback. They have a winner. They don't have a great quarterback. He's a winner.
I agree.
And if Zeke is there and Zeke is healthy and they can block for him, that O-line is...
Wait, we talking about the Cowboys?
We're talking
about the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?
Man,
I
please.
I don't think that they're going to be impressive. I don't think they're going to win 13 games or
I
even
agree.
12. I think they're going to win 11. And I think the Eagles are
more
going to
than
win
I got.
11. I think it's going to be head-to-head divisional tiebreaker.
You got the Cowboys?
I got the Cowboys by a hair of Jerry Jones' head. The few that are left.
I was about to say.
What's funny is you got the Cowboys at 11-5. I got them at 10-6.
All right.
Same with the Eagles, actually. So we're in the same headspace right now. For all the reasons you just said, the defense is very good, really good. Dak is middle of the pack, and I'll 100% admit that. I don't claim he's Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers or anybody like that, but he does win. He's consistent, and really that's what we're looking for on our squad. So I'm definitely biased, and I'll admit it, but I got the Cowboys winning the NFC East too.
Okay. NFC North. What y'all got?
I surprisingly, because I'm not a huge Aaron Rodgers fan. I got the Packers winning the division. I think Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. But I personally, and Jay may echo the same sentiments.
Y'all sick of him. I know it.
I'm not even sick of him.
Done it.
He's 1-1 in the Super Bowl. He has a ring. I can't never take it away from him.
Shouldn't have been in the playoffs that year because of a bad call that got them in.
Talk about the Seahawks
That's
game?
a story I wrote last season. The Packers shouldn't have been in the playoffs when they won, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I think we have a motivated Aaron Rodgers who was hurt last year. They got Mike McCarthy out of the
they got him out
of the building
state,
because I feel like he was really holding back. They didn't like each other. It's well documented.
Clear, yeah.
So just off the strength of that, I'm taking the Packers. Although again, I think the Lions are going to be competitive in this division.
You think everybody's going to be good.
He does,
You know what I mean?
right?
Some teams got to be bad.
There's some bad teams.
Okay. I'm going Bears because I saw the Bears do it last year, and not a lot has changed. The Packers, man, it's just nothing but excuses.
Always.
I'm a part owner of the
Always.
franchise, by the way. I'm a part owner of the franchise, so I'm allowed to talk bad about the team that I own one share of. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers never gets any blame for anything.
Ever.
So when he doesn't get it done, it's, he's injured. When he's healthy and they don't get it done, it's the coach. We finally got the coach out. And then what's it going to be this year? Because you got a young, new coach. They're not going to get it done this year, right? You're going to give him another year. He's not going to get it done. Then it's the GM. There's not enough talent around Aaron. You know what? Aaron Rodgers just doesn't get it done. No matter how many people and pieces you move around him. And here's why it won't be this year is because their new head coach is who? What's his name? 3, 2, 1. Nobody knows.
Yeah, I thought you were legitimately asking.
I was nervous.
He was the offensive coordinator for the Titans for 1 year last year. The Titans offense. What did they do? 3, 2, 1. Nothing, right? And he didn't even call the plays for that team. And now he's supposed to resurrect Aaron Rodgers or get Aaron Rodgers over the hump. It's not going to happen.
He didn't even feel him from what I'm hearing. Like, they're talking about...
I wouldn't either.
He
Who's
wants
this
to call,
young kid, right?
Yeah. I got the Packers, man. Like,
Right.
Look, I love the Bears. Last week when we talked about our picks, who we thought would be in the Super Bowl, on the spot, without thinking, I had the Bears in the Super Bowl. But, I really think Ron, y'all got to stop playing with that man, bro. Stop playing with his name. Put some respect on his name. I feel like he's going to have a huge bounce-back season. You said usually when they don't get it done, it's either injuries or the coach. Last year was both. He was hurt and the coach sucked. So it's I feel like this year, forget the coach. Aaron, let me call my plays. Let me do what I do best.
That's
You
what he
just
does
stay over
anyway.
there.
He's been doing that anyway, and it didn't work.
It worked 1 year in the Super Bowl. But anyway, I feel like Aaron is going to have a big year. Chicago will be in the thick of it. It wouldn't surprise me if they won it, but my gut tells me Aaron Rodgers.
Well, Skull. Nobody's blowing the
They
horn?
have Cousins
I had them
in the Super Bowl last year.
No. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I had him against the Chargers.
Against the Chargers.
I love Kirk Cousins.
I hate Kirk Cousins. I don't hate Kirk Cousins. I just don't think he's any good at all. I think he's a $10 million quarterback. Tops.
Yeah, I'm over him. I'm
We'll
off
move
that
on.
bandwagon.
You got the Bucks winning the NFC South or what? Your team, the Bucks.
We're just trying to win a game. Listen, no, they're not as bad. The Bucks are not as bad as they looked last season. New coach, we're trying to resurrect. We're trying to figure out if this quarterback is worth the money that he thinks he's worth. Right?
Can he eat some W's this year?
Can we eat some W's, right? No, they're not going to get it done.
Eat a W.
Don't do this to me, man. I wasn't there. I had no power.
It's
over
funny
that,
because
man.
when you pointed it out after I sent the GIF, and like the dude behind somebody was
Oh,
like,
Deshaun Jackson. The whole team was like,
I never peeped that until you mentioned it.
Nah, we're not. We're gonna eat 6 W's this year, right? Which is a marked improvement. It's gonna be impressive. The schedule is terrible.
Yeah,
They screwed us on that schedule, and they said it.
Yeah.
The schedule has went on national TV more than one time and said, you know what? Not a bunch of teams. The Bucks got a raw deal. You made the schedule. Go back and fix it. So no, it's not gonna be them. It's not going to be the Panthers. I don't see it for them. Their front seven is really great. Christian McCaffrey is all right, but he gets heavy touches to do the numbers he does.
Yep.
It's going to be the Saints, and it's going to be the Falcons, but the Saints are going to really miss the production of Ingram. Now you want Kamara to run between the tackles, or you want Taysom Hill to run between the tackles?
Oh my gosh.
Who's it going to be? So
Yeah.
now you're gonna rely on Breeze,
Yeah.
but nobody really realized at the end of last season Breeze was pretty ordinary.
Yes, and
So I don't know. Dirk Cutter went back to Atlanta. He's the OC with Matt Ryan, who was there when Matt Ryan had some really great years. So I see them kind of catching lightning in a bottle. Julio Jones can't be out of the end zone forever, right? It's a
He
thing
got to
now.
score
It's
eventually.
so
Yeah,
weird. It's a thing now.
It's so
but
strange.
I think Atlanta isn't going to go far in the playoffs, but they're going to get the division.
You got Atlanta.
I got Atlanta.
Wow.
It hurts to say.
I'm stunned. I have the Saints all the way. I have the Saints. I feel like the Saints are going to be on a revenge tour. Like, this is going to be like, all right, we got screwed last year in the playoffs. That ending cost us the Super Bowl, essentially, because I felt like they would have beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Oh, the Patriots play like that?
Yeah, they would
terrible.
have beat the Pats. I feel like the Saints are going to dominate. The Panthers, Cam Newton already has a bad ankle. Plus, I don't think they're any good. The Falcons, they're just going to be good enough. They may get a wild card, if that.
Yeah.
Your team, like, I'm just worried about.
You didn't even say the team's name.
The
These
Bucks.
guys.
I'm more like the Bucks. Only thing I'm thinking, do you think like this is Winston's last shot with them? Is he back? Like,
Yeah, this is last
Yeah,
year.
he got to do something.
So
That's
then,
it.
given that they win 6 games, that means he's done. He's done in Tampa.
Tampa has never signed a quarterback to a second contract. So if they win 6 games, they're probably going to sign him again.
That's embarrassing.
But they were the number 1 passing offense last year. Let's not slander them all
But
the
these
way.
are those are wash stats that like,
Yeah,
really,
when you're
it's
down-
like you're
when
down
you're
20
down.
at halftime. You're down 20. You're gonna be
That's
tossing
not all
it.
the way true. Look what they did the first 2.5 games of last year.
It was
Putting up
Fitzpatrick.
crazy.
I wasn't your guy.
I said passing offense. I didn't,
Oh
say,
my
I didn't say quarterback. I said passing
Fair,
offense.
fair enough.
Look, I got the Saints winning. Janelle, who
Fair
you
enough.
got?
I'm with the Falcons too. I don't like Matt Ryan at all. I think Julio Jones is a little overrated. But
I'm stunned.
I've got them for the same reasons. It was a toss-up between them and New Orleans.
Yeah.
And in those games down the stretch, Drew Brees threw as many touchdowns as he did interceptions. Right. They could only score, I think, 18.5 points a game. So I think they won the games, but they backed into the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that was an anomaly. I don't know if that's Drew Brees getting old. I don't know if that's just the grind of a season, but he didn't look good at the end of the year. So for that reason, I'm going with Atlanta.
Okay, well, our last division, the NFC West. Now, this may surprise you guys, but I am absolutely 100% all in on the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh.
And I like last year. I like Seattle to win the division. They didn't win it, but I like the Seahawks. Y'all know how I feel about Russell Wilson, top 5 quarterback. I'd take him. I'd be willingly taking him over anybody in the NFL at any given day. Any quarterback. I would be comfortable with Russell Wilson. I might not take him over A-Rod or Mahomes, but I'd be fine with him to go to war. I feel like he's legit. He's a dual threat. He does it all. He has a battle line, no excuses, still gets it done. And I think with the addition of Clowney, I feel like that's going to be a big addition. I like the Seahawks.
All the Seahawks do is win.
That's all they win.
Since Russell Wilson came into the league. Yeah. I think the worst season they've had was 9-7, and that was 2017. That was the only year they missed the playoffs since he was drafted and joined the team.
Right.
I think that continues. I think the Rams. I'm a firm believer in the Super Bowl loser having a lull, and I think that's going to be the same for the Rams this year. I don't think they're going to be bad. I just don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. So I'm going with the Seahawks.
Don't you just feel like Gurley's going to get hurt? Don't you just have that feeling?
I feel like he's hurt now because like
I'm not going to draft him in fantasy. We're in the same league.
I shouldn't have said that out loud. I'm not going to draft him at all because I just feel like he will get hurt. And they got a good guy behind him now.
Yep.
And they did last year anyway. Cardinals, the best they could top out at with Kyler is what the Ravens did. The guy kind of makes plays, but they're not going to the playoffs. Jimmy G is just the next in line of you were associated with Tom Brady, so there's greatness that like rubbed off on you, osmosis or something like that. He's not real though, and it's not gonna be the Rams. Don't you just feel like when the sun goes down a little bit earlier, daylight savings time, Seattle doesn't lose.
They don't.
They win every game in like November, December, January. It could be interesting. It could be ugly. They struggle to find a running game after beast mode. Yeah. No offensive line, like you said. Yep. They just win. Who are their receivers, man? And they
Baldwin's gone. Doug Baldwin's gone.
And even Doug Baldwin wasn't like a world. He made himself into something, right? But man, they just win. I hate to be boring, but it's going to be Seattle.
Yeah. Right. I got it. That's a clean sweep here. I don't know what else we have left. I don't know if you guys quickly want to run over Super Bowl predictions. I'll just take the next 10 seconds to do that. I have the Jaguars and the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
What in the world?
I have the Jaguars and the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Who you got?
No, you got it. Go ahead. You got it.
Wow.
He said Jaguars.
I got the Chiefs and the Packers. I think we finally get a quarterback matchup that we've...
Does Aaron get it done?
No.
So the Chiefs win?
Yes.
You would do that to Aaron. Get him in there just so he loses. Go ahead, Shay. Who you got?
Houston. I'm clowning you. Houston always loses on wild card weekend. So
that's what I was gonna say.
No, I got the Chiefs and the Bears. And I got the Bears beating the Chiefs.
Wow.
That's stunning.
In a high-scoring Super Bowl.
No. Wow.
Mark it. Save it on Instagram. Hit it with the ribbon.
Yeah, no, we're definitely.
We're
definitely gonna
come February. You're gonna get slandered.
You're gonna get slammed. What are you talking about?
When the Jaguars are in the Super Bowl, because I'm just telling you right now, why not? Why not?
Right.
They have the defense to beat anybody. And Saint Nick, I really believe in Saint Nick. I believe in him. I believe it's not an anomaly. He's gonna get it done. Russell Wilson is gonna do what he does to anybody in the NFC.
Saint Nick. You know where he got that nickname was because he delivers around the end of the season, Christmas time. If he's not winning those front half of the season,
he's going to.
Ain't no Christmas in Jacksonville.
That's our time. Holla at y'all next time. Sessions. Yo, wildin'. Y'all tripping on. Yo, the Jaguars are gonna.